Good evening and welcome to the Instant Rewards Back Office Live Training. Actually, instead of every Saturday evening, it's every Wednesday and Saturday. I've got the wrong splash page up there, but just remember, mark it down on your dates. I don't send out emails and notifications on the webinar for Wednesday and Saturday, but just remember, mark it down on your date every Wednesday and Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. And that goes for you folks over there in Phoenix, Arizona, too. Tonight, I wanted to start off with an email that I got, from one of my inquiries and leads. She had some pertinent concerns and good questions. Won't reveal her name, and I won't show the email on screen, so I'll just kind of read it off to you. She says, "Hi, my name is, and I wanted to email you because I've been trying to do some research on Instant Rewards Network, instant money networking, for the past 3 or 4 days now. There are so many work-from-home sites out there these days and scams for people just trying to get you to spend money. And so I wanted to make sure that this isn't a scam and that people can really make money from this system and this program. I just received my real estate license back in July of this year. I've been able to sell 2 houses, but even with that, I've only made $1,200 since receiving my license in July. I thought this was the career for me, but I'm starting to feel a little down and depressed about my current financial situation. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and my husband is basically working 7 days a week nonstop in a factory and going to school 4 days a week. So just so we can keep the home we have and have the things that we do. I watched some of your videos on YouTube, and like I said, I've been doing research on IRN and IMN for 3 or 4 days now because I'm scared of getting into a scam, especially when you have to give over your credit card information and etc. for the offers and trials. Can you please tell me more about this system and give me proof that it really can work for people? I need help. I've never really done any marketing, advertising on the internet, and I don't want to have to pour a lot of money into it. So please help me and let me know how this system has worked for you and how much money you put into it and how much you get out of it afterwards. Do you actually make a profit? And how does it affect your taxes and etc.? Thank you for taking the time to read this email, and please reply back to me. I will be looking forward to hearing from you." Okay. Now, very nice letter and very salient questions, very pertinent. So I wrote back to her a couple of times. I said, hang in there. I said, I'm working on it. I said, I hadn't forgot you. I didn't get a reply back from her last night. Okay. What I wrote back, okay, finally in my lengthy reply to her was, "Hi, Heather. First, I would like to thank you for writing and ask you to think about how much money you spent to obtain your real estate license. Go ahead, add up the cost. I know the cost can vary state by state, but let's take, for example, the state of Wisconsin. A course in real estate might run you $300 to $500 depending on the college or technical school you attend or college courses. In Texas, it would cost you upwards of $1,200 for everything except the MLS fees, the NO insurance, and other sundry fees. Then you've got to find a broker who will take you on, and then there's more costs associated with working for a brokerage in the real estate industry. And that's only if you meet the state and national citizenship requirements. While some courses can be taken online, you'll still end up spending several hundred to several $1,000s depending on which state you sell real estate. The point I want to make here is this, and I want everybody to listen up on this, okay? You won't spend that much money in instant rewards as you did for your real estate license. You can qualify in the instant rewards program with some free and low-cost offers. They might run you anywhere from $1 to, I think I've seen some as high as $59.95. Okay, so read the fine print. Now, let's look at how much you might spend getting qualified with instant rewards. You say you've been trying to do some research on instant rewards network, instant money networking for the past 3 to 4 days now. That's good. Have you been successful to find some information on them? It's good that you're doing your due diligence on instant rewards, but when it comes to decisions, the final one is yours. That applies to all of us. That decision, of course, is whether you're going to pull the trigger or not. No action, no loss, and no gain. Just dead in the water. Yes, there are literally thousands of work-from-home sites on the Internet, and also there are just as many scams and con artists out there who are looking to take your money and run. I want to assure you of one thing. If instant rewards were a scam, they would have been shut down by the government a long time before now. Instant Rewards is owned and managed by Anthony Wright, and he's been running it since 2009 quite successfully and legally. These freebie CPA sites have been around since the late 90s and have worked very well for this industry. Consumers have grown accustomed to muting their televisions during commercials and fast-forwarding on TiVo that companies who are advertising had to find another way to reach out to the consumer base and acquire new customers. They came up with the idea of having independent advertisers like you and me, tu et moi, to do the work for them and pay us when someone completes a trial offer. Completing a trial offer doesn't mean you have to keep it. It's a trial. If you decide you like it, keep it, and you go on their month-to-month plan. Again, like I said, each offer that you go in and qualify on, read the fine print, okay? Instant Rewards as a network does not have access to your credit card information nor to your bank. Only the merchants can have that, and the reason they ask for it is very simple: to prevent fraud, not only against them, but also to protect you from fraud. If someone were to steal your credit card and personal identification information, just about any of these merchants would probably put a stop to the transaction with your card if you've reported it to the agencies in your bank. Asking for your credit card or debit card information tells these companies that you're a real person, they're dealing with a real person, and that you are who you say you are, and it prevents fraudulent sign-ups on more than one account. Now, in regards to whether this works for people, take a look at some of the proof pics in the Instant Rewards proof pic group. If you don't have a Facebook account, you can get one free and then click on the group link to join. Let me know if your Facebook account, your Facebook account name, and I'll prove you to join. I'm one of the admins on the group. Or send me a friend request at my link, and I included it here in the email, and let me know that you want to join the support groups, and I'll send you the links and add you. Once you see the proof for yourself, I think you can make up your own mind whether this is legitimate or not. And as far as legitimacy goes, I've been doing this for 18 months, over 18 months, and I still get paid, and I make some nice bank in this business. You don't have to pour a lot of money into it. As a matter of fact, like I said before, you can go anywhere from $1 to $60 or $24 or $4.95, depending on the offer. Your choice. I don't know of any business, okay, where you don't have some investment and some skin in the game. I don't know of any other business like this where you can get in for so cheap. I spent all of about $50, qualifying on all of my offers back when I started this, 18 months ago. Some of them were free, others were low cost. Some of them I kept, like the books from the book clubs, and a couple of others I canceled, like the creditreport.com. I didn't keep it. I didn't need it. I used TransUnion. Taxes? Yeah. You have to file a W-9 with the Instant Rewards Network, the offer site, once you hit the government-required $600 in one calendar year. If I'm not mistaken, I think you have to file one each year, as long as you're making at least $600 or more. At the end of the year, they'll send you a 1099, so you can include it in your tax reporting. I made more than $600 and did it pretty fast, and at the end of the tax year, usually around February, the networks will send you a 1099 that you can include when you report your taxes. Since I'm retired and I have an umbrella corporation under an LLC, I get a lot of business exemptions and tax write-offs. So in answer to your question about how it affects your taxes, you can probably check with your tax consultant to see how best to structure your taxes in operating your own business from home, even if it's on a part-time basis. How does it affect my taxes? Now, actually, my taxes are lower now when I was working than they are when I was working for the man on a W-2 job. Working for someone else really sucks tax-wise. Having your own business, even a small one, even a part-time business, has a lot of advantages over working a regular job. Gives you a lot of exemptions and a lot of deductions that you can take versus, working for the man you don't get to take. Get on the webinars with us and I'll show you how to get started. If you've already signed up under someone else, that's okay. I'll still do the training for all the team members. You don't have to be in my downline to benefit from our training. Regards, Ernest ODell. Okay. Now, this is the reply that, I sent to her. Okay. So, yeah, Sebastian asked, 2009, really? Yeah. Anthony has said as much in, his own personal posts on the website. Okay. Now, in regards to, walking your prospects through the business, I'm going to give you guys some tips, okay? I play pretty much hardball, okay? I don't beat around the bush. Most everybody that knows me on this call, I know we got some new people. Those who are in the mastermind group with me know that I don't pull any punches, okay? And I think that's for everybody's benefit. So, when you hear it straight from the horse's mouth and you see the results, and you put these things to work, and you go back and watch these webinar replays, you can rewind them, fast forward, watch them over and over, and, make notes, okay? This is where you're going to become more proficient in your presentation, okay? Now, let me get this splashed down, okay? And go back to start my presentation. My friend Grant Cardone. If you haven't read any of Grant Cardone's books, look him up on YouTube. Look up the 10X Rule. He's got 4 books out, I think 5 now. He's written like 4 or 5 books in the past 4 years. Super top salesman. Okay. He's also on Facebook, Twitter, and he's got books on Amazon.com, and you can watch his videos on YouTube. A lot of good points, okay? If you have spare time, you want to spend some time watching these guys, these super salesmen. Learn some tips that you can apply to instant rewards, okay? People like Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Frank Kern, Grant Cardone, Jim Rohn. Gosh, the list goes on. Zig Ziglar, Joe Vitale. Grant has a saying, whatever you think you need, whatever you think you want, how much money you think it would take to create survivability for your family, multiply it times 10. Okay? That's the 10x rule. Go ahead and put this thing on slideshow. How many customers do you think you need to have? Multiply it times 10. Because every person in business miscalculates on the downside what it takes to create a surviving business. You can apply that rule to instant rewards. Now, what does that mean for an instant rewards referral agent? It means that if you're shooting for one conversion a day at $20 or $90 payout, really the payout doesn't matter. Then you need to shoot for 10 conversions. If you're shooting for 10 conversions, then you need to make 100 phone calls a day. Shoot for 100 conversions. Okay? Well, Ernest, what if we're not getting 100 leads a day, you say? Okay. Then call the leads you have. If you only have 1 or 2 leads today, call them. If you have 50 leads, if you have 68 leads like I did in one day, call them. If you don't get them all made in one day, pick up where you left off the next day. Call them, okay? Your conversion rates are going to go up through the roof when you make more calls. This business does not always run on autopilot. Can you get it there? Yeah, but you're going to be a while learning the ropes and how to do that, okay? It's not standard operating procedure. Yeah, I get some on autopilot, but, that's a little bit more advanced for what we're doing. We've got a lot of new people in this, and we're starting off with a lot of people that have just gotten a computer, got on the internet, and they're newbies to everything, okay? So we don't want to complicate things for them. We want to get them started where they can start making business. Make some serious bank. You're not selling anything per se, but you are indeed selling them on the idea, if nothing else. And we're, this is in regards to your prospects. Okay? You're leading with the money. Sell them on the idea of getting their completions done, then teach their leads to do the same. Your pitch will improve over time, if you want to call it a pitch, and you'll make more money. In this business, it's each one teach one, even if it's just one at a time. You can set up a webinar like I'm doing here and get all your leads to come in. You can do it with 10, 20, or 100 people at a time, and that would be great, but it doesn't always work like that. Some people use teleseminars without the webinar. Whatever works best for you. If you get on screen share with TeamViewer, or if you use Screencast-O-Matic, to develop content and tutorials, put it up on YouTube. One of the things that Grant Cardone points out in his training videos is that Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, all right, those 4 social media networks are gifts, absolute gifts. And you can do unlimited number of, YouTube videos and create content and have people come up and find your channel like they do on me. I get people all the time that have found me through YouTube on a YouTube search, okay, for instant rewards and other business verticals, okay. not necessarily from an advertisement, okay? I don't hammer the social media networks like, Grant does. I do use Facebook groups a lot, okay? I'm pretty steady with Facebook groups in a variety of niches, right? In essence, every single person on planet Earth is in the sales business. Whether you realize it or not, you started selling the day you were born. The minute you were born, you started crying when the doctor turned you upside down and spanked you, and every time you wanted to be fed. Okay, so somewhere along the line, our parents and our teachers told us to sit down, shut up, be quiet, raise your hand if you had a question. They told you that you didn't have anything important to say, and guess what? You believed them, okay? This is not how sales in the business operates. You got to get people's attention. So whether you're selling yourselves, you're selling your ideas, instant rewards, selling products or services, selling intangibles or tangibles, the visible and the invisible, you've got to believe in what you're doing and keep doing it until it starts to pay off. It only took me about 20 minutes to, it started paying off for me. Some people, okay, they got to go 7-10 days before they learn properly because they were taught improperly. And then it starts paying off. And then when they do start getting payoff, they're excited. It says, whoopee, now I can get on the proof picks group and I can share my proof picks. That's great. This is where it happens. All right. Come to think of it, even prostitutes know how to sell. Sorry, guys. No picks. If knowing how to sell is vital to everyone's success, then why are so many people so poor at it? In this world, nothing happens until somebody is sold, and nothing is sold until somebody moves. You're either selling or you're being sold to. You're either eating or being eaten, okay? We're not taught how to bounce back from adversity in life, find our unique ability, articulate our value, or think and dream big. We're also not taught how to sell. Selling is an indispensable skill that you desperately need in your arsenal. I don't care what you do. I don't care what your business is, you still need to sell. When you go out and look for a job and you put a resume out, you're selling. You're selling yourself. When you think about selling, you need to be thinking about what you're offering. Is it passion packaged? Energy, a solution, an idea, or information? Can you feel it and touch it? Or is it an outcome at some point in the future? Okay. In our case with instant rewards and the freebie business, it's an outcome at some point in the future, even if it's only 20 minutes into the future. You work this business right, and you can make money every 20 minutes standing on your head. I say it over and over, and I'll say it again. This is like finding money on the sidewalk. Have you ever found money on the sidewalk? I have. Do you know what makes you different and better than others who are selling in the same space? What is your competitive advantage? You're not competing with other business opportunities. Hell, you're not even competing against other agents. You're competing against the noise. The noise of the internet. All those emails and all those ads and all those pop-ups and everything that just bombards you. You're overloaded. You want to scream and pull your hair out, okay? That's noise. Listen to it. There's a lot of noise on the internet, and you still need to get people's attention. How are you going to do it? Just this morning, I went to the store, and this is true. I just put this in, okay, this afternoon. I went to the store to go get some supplies and some milk and eggs, and when I walked in, I said, "Hey! Hey!" Loud enough that the manager in the back of the store heard me. Did I get everybody's attention? You betcha. Did I break through the noise of the cash register at the front and all the noise in the store? They thought I was crazy. Did I break through all the noise that was going through their minds and their thoughts? You bet I did, absolutely. Of course, they all know me down there, and they all think I'm crazy. But you know what? You're also competing against all the naysayers who say you're a scam or this is a scam. The latest scam I've seen on the news is the Affordable Care Act and the healthcare.gov website. The ACA is definitely not affordable, and the government website still doesn't work, and they've had 3 years to get it right, but they still can't, okay? So whatever side of the political divide you're on, it doesn't matter. It's just government is not always real efficient in doing certain things, okay? Affordably or efficiently. Take, for example, Medicare and Social Security, you know. It has its flaws. Whatever side that you stand on doesn't matter. We're not here to compete against anybody. We're not running for election. We're here to dominate. Quit competing. Get out ahead of the noise and the naysayers and get the attention of the people who will criticize you, hate you, then admire you and respect you. Take, for instance, Rangeline Presley, Delilah Hoagland, Anthony Wright, Liddell Smith, and countless others are knocking down some big bucks with instant rewards, because they're getting out there and they're moving ahead of the competition. They're dominating their market. Larry Beecham is another name that comes to mind. This guy is a powerhouse, even if he is flying under the radar. I can think of several others in this company who have moved out ahead of the competition and attracted their share of haters and criticism. But once you get to know them, you grow to like them. In some cases, you grow to love them, okay? You have to get the attention of people who are looking for a way to make some extra money. Instant rewards is the perfect opportunity for someone to get started making money over and over every day of the week, and you can start today. No drug test, no background checks, no credit checks, just apply and get started. If your leads are complaining about spending $1 to $30 or even $60 or more on getting started, and they're also complaining about their bills, like I read from the email earlier, and not having enough money, then you have to break through their attention deficit disorder and show them how to get started. Their objection is really not an objection at all. It's a complaint. They're busting your chops that you're running a scam when we're so damn legitimate that even the government requires us to pay taxes, okay? The problem isn't an objection or a complaint, but they're brainwashed by the drive-by media, by talking heads who have never made a payroll or hire employees. They sit behind a desk during their news programs and read from a script because their news editors told them what to say. Guess what, folks? You and your prospects have been brainwashed to do the same. You've been programmed to sit in front of the boob tube and gulp down the Kool-Aid and believe every bit of propaganda that comes through your television and radio. You ever wonder why I hate television? Look, nobody's going to bail you out. The only people that got bailed out, okay, is people like Wall Street, Lehmann Brothers, and investment banks. Main Street and neighbors on your street don't get bailouts. If you're poor, that's not your fault, nor is it anyone else's fault. Life isn't fair. If you stay poor and broke, that is your fault, and shame on you. Your prospects need to know that their credit card is going to be pre-charged or charged with a pre-authorization charge only when they go to a merchant site to try one of the trials. Now, that pre-authorization charge might be taken off after a day or 2 or 3 days. Instant Rewards does not have access to this information. If they're afraid of giving out their credit card and personal information, then they better not sign up for Obamacare, and they better go back to that job they just love to hate. If they're not going to ink the deal to get qualified and complete, which, by the way, is only a one-time process, then you need to wish them good luck in their job search and move on to the next call. You don't have time to convince anybody to do this. If they don't see the potential in finishing their offers, then they're going to drag you down and expect you to do all the work for them. Yes, they will bitch, whine, and moan, and they'll never get to work. Lead with the money. Don't lead with the pipe dream. Lead with the money. I don't lead with, incentives. Some people do, and it works for them fine. I don't. But stop selling them on the idea and close them. Just close them. Another reason why a lot of agents don't become successful with instant rewards or whatever else you're doing is because they're not committed. That's right. I said it. Let me make this personal. If all you're doing is complaining that I've been doing this for fill in the blanks weeks and I haven't made any money at this, I'm getting frustrated. We see it all the time. You see it on the groups. Then you're not committed. Not only are you not committed, but you don't believe in it and you don't believe in yourself. If you're only going to give it a try and see if it works, fine. You're still not committed. I do not apologize for bursting your precious little bubble, nor do I apologize for raining on your parade, okay? I've been in sales all my life, and it all started back when I was mowing lawns in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A lot of you guys have already heard this story. I was 10 years old, and I had to sell myself and my services to the neighbors to get them to give me money to cut their grass. Money is a fungible exchange product, okay? We don't barter, okay? You don't give me a pound of bacon to do your lawn, all right? They gave me money. I didn't have to convince them. All I had to do was knock on the door and tell them, I'm here to cut your grass. I only charge $2 to mow the front and back yards. When do you want me to mow your lawn? Now, that was back, in the 60s. $2 was a lot of money. Dollar for the front, dollar for the back. Back then, that was considered good money. You do about 5 or 10 lawns a day. You made $10 or $20 that day. That was a lot of money back then. I didn't have to sell them. In actuality, I just closed them. Did you notice what I said to them? Go back and show you again. I said, and I repeat, I'm here to cut your grass. I only charge $2 to mow the front and the backyards. When do you want me to mow your lawn? Most of them said now. Very few said get lost. And if they did, there were no hurt feelings. If they said now, I went to work, cut the grass, collected my money, and went to the next call. Most of them told me to come back next week and do it again. Guess what, folks? I had repeat business, kind of like residual income. If they told me to cut their own grass, if they told me that they cut their own grass, I thanked them and moved on down the street to the next house and repeated my pitch. I didn't mess around. I was there to work. I was there for volume, okay? And I was there to make some money. I did the same thing in my telecommunications business and programming business back when I started in Houston, Texas 34 years ago. I ran a contract packing, crating, and shipping service for moving companies in Houston, and I had 2 partners in the business. We did contract packing and shipping for Allied Van Lines in Mayflower. I also owned a project management firm with 4 employees working in the Information Transformation Division of Data Management Systems Group, which is still in business today, DMS Group. We migrated medical records for hospitals in the medical industry. I worked in the contract programming industry, marketing and advertising and communications industry, and direct marketing industry for almost 40 years. Why am I telling you this? I'm not telling you this to toot my own horn, but to share with you some of the ways that you can apply to instant rewards to become successful. I've also been in the CPA niche, the cost per action, for over 18 months, and I've diversified my business to include several different niches. Some of them in the Forex, some of them ClickBank products, affiliate products, you name it. There's, I think right now I've got 168 different verticals that I'm running. If one of them doesn't work out or it goes and expires, I have others to take up the slack, and that has happened. This is what makes for a successful entrepreneurial environment. Some of you have prospects busting your chops with all sorts of objections, and you don't know how to counter them. As I said before, they're not really objections. They're complaints. Handle the complaint. Don't try to overcome the objections with some fancy comeback. When you hear them, treat them as complaints and ask them, when are you going to get serious about fixing your financial situation? When are you going to get serious and ink the deal? Okay. When I tell people about, my retainer fees, they squawk. They say, oh, my gosh, $10,000 a month, that's expensive. I said, oh, no, you don't understand. I said, that's a 24-month contract. I said, we're talking almost $250,000, dude, before you can ink the deal. Okay? Remember, they were looking for a job just like you were when you first started. They were looking for a solution to their money problem. They contacted you. You didn't cold call them. Help them fix their mindset, and they'll make money, and you'll make money. If you run into a roadblock with them because they've been brainwashed by the Kool-Aid and the lamestream media, then wish them well in their job search and move on. Next. You can't fix some things. Ask them when they're going to commit. If they're not going to commit to this, then they'll never commit to anything, and they'll just be jumping around from one shiny object to the next. This business isn't the problem. The false notion of the media brainwashing that everything is a scam really isn't the problem either. The problem is that there's no commitment. And that commitment can be with your leads, and it can be a lack of commitment on your part. If you're not committed to this business, your prospects will pick that up in your communications, your emails, and in your phone conversations. The tone of your voice will be a dead giveaway and will be an unsell and will be your undoing. Get committed, and they'll commit. Get committed or get out and go back to that job you just love to hate. That's the end of that little rant. Okay? Now, what I'd like to do is share some time with you guys. We've been about 37 minutes into the presentation. If anybody has any questions, if you'd like a real quick run through of instant rewards and how we get started, let me know. Let me unmute everybody. Speak up or forever hold your peace. I've had a couple of people that didn't show up tonight. I sent them emails, and they didn't come in, but that's okay. Maybe they forgot or whatever. But they can always watch this later. Okay. Let me get over here and just for granted, start over here at Instant Rewards Network. This is the lead capture page that I'm using. I'm going to stop that video. Just click in the middle of the video to pause it, okay? To put it on pause. I'm going to put everybody back on mute and shut down some of the background noise. So if anybody has anything they want to say, they can put it in the chat box and just, let me know. When you send your leads, when you're advertising your leads, your link, okay? Okay, I'll get with you. Salita said she has a question regarding her capture page. All right. Let me do this. Let me unmute Salita. And Salita, talk to me. If you have a mic. I have a question regarding my capture page when you're done, okay? This is open mic night. It's question and answer. This is why we call it live. What's your question, Salita? You got a microphone? Or do you want to type your question into the chat box? Salita's shy. Mic's not working. Okay. Well, type your question into the chat box there, and we'll work on your question. While Salita is composing her question, I just want to say that this particular website right here has been one of the higher conversion websites, and it's great for work-at-home moms if you're targeting that market. It does have your contact information on it below the form. Now, let me get over here and get logged in. Okay. Capture page at sign-in states error in contact admin. Is that with the IRN website, the instant rewards? IMN, okay. It could be that you're using the wrong affiliate link with Instant Money Network. Let's go over here. InstantMoneyNetwork.com. Okay, and let's just go ahead and use my link here. All right. Is this the interface that you're seeing, or you think you should see? Okay. And it's telling you that your capture page sign-in states error in contact admin. Okay. It could be that there's a problem up here in your affiliate link. All right. Up here. / and then whatever affiliate name you gave it. All right. Whatever you assigned it. It could be a problem there. Is it when people fill in the link and it doesn't transfer? Okay. It could be something in the setup, all right? So if you go to the Instant Money Network, even if you go to the Instant Money Network default site, you know, if you just go to the top root, you can still log in, all right? All you have to do is you see Anthony's number up here. Put the video on hold. Scroll down here to the bottom and see the link for Control Panel. Click on it, or click on Contact Us and send them a message. I'm going to open this up in a new tab so I don't go off, all right? This is actually a sign-up. This right here is more than just a contact us. Although you can use it as a support ticket, but, you know, if they said it's fine and it's still not working, then what you need to do is log in, if you can log in, okay, and make sure that your personal info is set up right. You don't need to put anything in here. You don't need to put anything in the overview video embed or the intro because they already have defaults in there. But you do have to make sure that you have your Instant Rewards IDs. Where do you get those? Okay, let's go over here and let's start with the starter. Okay, log in. And you know where to get your numbers on each one of these. Right up here in the status, right here. is your number, okay? All you need basically is just the numbers portion. You can highlight the numbers and copy and then come back over here and paste it in. Just to show you right here, I could paste that in right there. All right, I'm not going to leave that there, but, you know, that's where you paste it. So the only IDs that you really need for the IMN is the starter, PayPal, 60, Easy, and the games. There's only like 5. Check that, number 1. Now, I'm not going to make any changes here, so let me go over to another place. All right. And you want to check edit all responses. All right. In the IMN, there's only like 3 default messages after the instant message. Okay. I've got 12. Okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I only have 10. Okay. Because I don't have a day 8 and I don't have a day 10. Skip a couple of days. You know, I've got it set up where I could take it out, you know, basically 30 days, one day after the next. But, you know, people get tired of, you know, hearing you. And I can put some messages in here. One of the things that you're probably going to need to look at is open this up and check to see if maybe the links are not working right, to make sure that you got the right links plugged in. This is something that's programmed from the owner side, okay? This right here is a clickable link which takes them over to the overview, okay? And it's programmed in with certain variables. So you don't want to mess around with that if you don't know what you're doing. You might have to get Anthony or somebody to help you with that. But what you're looking at here is the actual email that is sent to them. If you don't know how to work with the editor and, you know, work with tables and make things clickable, then you don't want to monkey around with this and, you know, mess it up. This is basically the instructions, okay, of the instant message. It shows people how to get started so they can kind of go back and forth between their email program and the interface when they go to do their offers, okay? And down here, of course, you've got different variables and constants that plug in the information. The leads information is plugged in with these variables, and the affiliate, your information will be plugged in using these variables. Now, let's go back to the edit all responses and look at what the default has in it, okay? So if I open up the default in a new tab, it says click above display image to have your email program to display images so they can view the email correctly. That's put in there in case they're opening it up in like Gmail Online, Yahoo, or Hotmail, if they're checking their mail online, because these are images. You have to turn images on, okay, so they can see the instructions. This right here, you see when you put your mouse over it and it turns into a little hand, it's clickable. All right. Basically, what this does, it just sends them back over to the sign-up page, all right, in case they missed it, all right. Sometimes people do that. They don't know what to do. What it's supposed to do, okay, is send them over to this overview. So let's open this up. And it comes up, plays the video in the video container. There's my number because it's got my variables plugged in, okay? And I've got this turned down so it's not real loud. Now, click in the middle of that video, it puts it on pause. Then what they do here is they read the instructions, complete step 1. Here's step 1. Here's step 2. And then step 3. So, they can make $20 per referral just promoting one, or they can do all of them and make up to $160, okay? And then step 3 takes them over to sign up for their free website, okay? Step 1, it goes off page. It should be programmed a little bit different, but it takes them over here. This is fine. They can click here to go to the instant rewards. Opens up in a new tab. It takes them over to the instant rewards starter site. Okay. And because I clicked on my link over here, it's got my variables plugged in. See 19134 down there on the bottom. Yours will have your number in it. Okay. And if it's programmed in properly and hasn't been hosed, your name should show up here and your ID, and then they can just go through the sign-up process and you get paid, okay? Now, let me go ahead and sign out of this one. If you want to register on all of them, click on this Our Network and then scroll down, up and down, and you can easily go over there and get your numbers. All you have to do is extend your registration on each one of these networks and get your numbers so that you can go back and plug it in to the personal info, okay? So when you go to Instant Money Network, you need to plug in these numbers here. You can go over here and extend, and it should extend you under the person that you originally signed up under. Now, this right here plays a little video up here so they can listen to it. And it kind of walks them through the steps. Once they get through finishing their offer, they click here to go to step 2. It takes them over to step 2, okay, which then they do the 60, okay, because what is it over here? We go from Instant Reward Starter, it goes PayPal, 60, Easy, and Games. All right. So if we're looking at step 2, we're saying, okay, here's the 60. Click here to go to the 60. Opens up in a new tab. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close this. That's the starter. And this is the 60. Here, again, my name and my number. So when they do the 60, they get logged in, register, extended, do the offers, and log out. Then they can go to the PayPal. It's not in the exact same order, okay? This right here, it's got starter and PayPal, and then the 60, whereas over here, we're going, starter. Let me shut that off here. Whoops. I don't want that to open up. I want it to stop. Okay. So it doesn't play in the background. Here, okay, it goes from the 60 to the PayPal and then down to the Games and then to the Easy, okay? Once they go through and register, and even if they don't complete all of the offers, they can register, but they can do this. Once you walk them through the first one, you walk them through the starter, the rest of these are all the same. They all operate the same. Then they click on step 3 here, continue to step 3, and this is where they're going to see this right here, and they can still call you for support. Okay, if you got your number up here, that's my number here. Okay. Step 3, sign up to create your own capture page on instantmoneynetwork.com. Okay. Your username will be part of your site address name. So, for example, if your username is sign up, your site name will be instantmoneynetwork.com/signup. Same thing over here at Instant Rewards. All right. If I go to instantrewards.com, you know, mine's DMS Group. All right. Now, they click here. It takes them over to the registration site. All right. Then they fill out that information. What you do want to do, okay, is tell them with each one of those Instant Rewards offer sites that they register on and extend on, write the numbers down so that they can plug them in. Me, I just copied them and I just plugged them into a notepad file. Okay. Once you get them plugged in, okay, you get all the proper numbers plugged in, and they got all first name, last name, phone, address, city, state, zip. You want to make sure that this is all put together properly. Agree to the terms and conditions, then click on that to create an account. That's it. That may be part of the problem, you know, so do recheck on that. And thank you for the kudos. Any other questions? Sebastian. Karita.
Yes.
Mark. Astor. George. Nunya. Where'd Nunya go? I know where Nunya went. Nunya went to work, didn't he?
No.
He didn't?
No.
Okay. He's seen all this before. We're too elementary for him. He's such a genius. Anybody that doesn't know who we're talking about, I'm not going to divulge his identity.
No.
Okay, Salita, you did everything I just told you to do, and it's still showing an error. The only thing I know to do is if you get on the Instant Rewards Instant Money Network, rather. Let me get over. Okay. Get back here. Contact us. If you send a message here, call them at 773-340-1453. Send them an email at imnmarketinggroup@imn1, or fill in your name, email, phone number, subject, help, and then a message. Okay. You know, just, I don't know. I don't have any access to do the tech support, okay? You'll just have to wait for, you know, tech support to get back from you, or contact Anthony on one of the Facebook groups. That's the only thing I know. It could be just a router problem. It could be an IP problem. Who knows? There's a number of variables. Yes, sir.
I had a referral that wanted to change his username, and we wrote a message to support on the Instant Rewards Network. About 3 days, never got a reply, so he was forced to stick with what he had so he can get started.
Well, what was that guy's name?
That was Dennis Beasley.
Dennis, okay. Yeah, okay, I remember Dennis.
Yeah, he was.
He's over there in St. Louis?
No, that was the one from Mississippi, remember?
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. Well,
he stayed with what he had and got started today. And
yeah.
so he's called half a dozen times. So I'm helping him out.
Well, if you keep, and that's another thing, guys. If you sign up like I did, okay, you know, I put DMS group on just about everything I do, because it kind of associates with my LLC. So I can kind of put everything under my umbrella corporation. It doesn't, cause tax problems.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to go back and ask them to change things, because I'm sure they get requests like that all day long, and they just get overwhelmed. And Anthony's not the only one doing tech support. He does have about 4 or 5 people on payroll, doing this customer service and tech support. I just don't have access to it. He asked for some people to do it, and I told him I could probably dedicate a few hours to it. He just, lets me, if he would let me know when he needs me to do it, I can block out the time to do it. He just never got back to me. It's not like I really need the money or anything, but, if he needs some help, I would be glad to help out as long as I had access to the tech support panel. I just don't have access to the tech support panel. Now, I know over at the other network that we belong to, back before he went AWOL and missing in action, we can turn in a tech support, ticket and change an ID, password, email address. A lot of things can be affected by the network owner. Okay. But when you have over 10,000 people in instant rewards in the Facebook group, okay, then it becomes a little bit of a chore and kind of cumbersome,
Right. So it's
You take a look over here at instant rewards, the main group.
5 minutes. 5 minutes after Auntie, you know, I mean, he was on the highway a long time. You know what that means? Where? Oh. 5 minutes.
This right here, I'm going to shut down some of this background noise. All right, and I'm going to open it back up for Mark. Okay. If you look, we've got 16,768 members on the official Instant Rewards Facebook group. So it gets kind of cumbersome, and not all of them are, active. I doubt very seriously you've got more than 10% of them active. If that. And I've got 214 requests for people to join. I don't know why the other admins have not added these people.
right.
Now we got 227. So, I may just go ahead and add them.
Okay.
We don't have time to go through each one of them individually and confirm, So if they come in and they violate one of the rules, we'll deal with it then. But go ahead and get them approved. Okay. But the thing is, it becomes cumbersome when you've got a lot of people in a group asking for, can I change my ID? Because then they have to search through the database and make sure nobody else is using it, and then affect the change. And that creates a lot of problems and variables, because here's one of the things you want to make, you want to make sure that you're using the same email address as you do on your networks. All right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. I had that problem in the beginning.
And, right, that kind of hung you up, for a few days. And to make it easier on yourself, you can use the same password. All right?
Right.
So that when you log in, you got the same email address and the same password. And if you've got it set to remember cookies and everything, that just makes it easier. So once you land on the login site, you can just log in. It's already populated for you.
Right.
Unless you're using a password login form like RoboForm, something like that, or automatically, using a global password management system. I do not recommend using the security and password system in Firefox. Let's see. There's a link right here on the security tab. Use a master password. Okay. If you click that, then you can see where it's not set. And if you type something in there, of course, it uses the dots, and it'll even give you a quality meter. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't suggest doing that as a master, because it's used to protect sensitive information like site passwords. If you create a master password, you'll be asked to enter it once per session when Firefox retrieves saved information protected by that password. So it's like passwording your passwords. All right.
It's really a pain in the butt.
It's double security, but if you forget it, you're screwed.
Right.
There's a way to get in there and undo it. Okay. But you have to get into the system registries, and you don't want to mess with the system registries. Right. If you don't know what you're doing in the registry, you can hose it, and your computer won't even work. Okay, it's worse than a hard drive crash.
Mm. Yeah. There was something else. We went to his capture page today. I had him plug in his information to see how it was working. We went to the view leads, and it was in there. We went, onto the other side. Mm-hmm. He still has the upgrade button. Okay.
Yeah.
The upgrade button.
Right.
Goes to mine. My instant rewards.
Supposed to.
I think it was on 50, but I had a hard time getting him to understand that.
Yeah, he has to do his offers under you first before that'll disappear.
And then he will have his own for his referrals. So
right.
We went round and round today, but
yeah, it's like I explained in one of the videos. I said, you have to qualify under your sponsor so that the companies pay your sponsor.
Yeah,
and then once you get qualified on the starter or the upgrade or both, then you can be good for life. Okay, so it's like
that we don't go outside of our sponsors and so forth.
Right.
So
stop this. Now, Instant Rewards Network, okay, I've showed you guys this before where you can set up your Site 1, Site 2. Me, I've got Site 1 set up on the starter and then the upgrade on the 60. You know, I could do the starter and the easy, 20 and 20, be easy enough, I guess. But, you don't have to. I mean, you can go in here and change it. You can make it changeable. I think for the amount of time and money that you spend on this, and time is money, having them do the starter and the 60 with a $10 bonus pays out $90, okay? If you went to, let's say, step 2 on the 80, like some people are doing, I say, hey, you can try it. You have to do a few more offers because the higher payouts, they're going to split the values up between more of those offer companies. Okay, so
right.
It's
that's a tough one to get people to complete.
Yeah.
On the,
well, let me open it up here on a new tab and I'll show you because I'm logged in. All right. I've only got a 0.6. I hadn't even completed this. I've been in. I did this back on April the 3rd last year.
wow.
I haven't been pushing it. I did the 100-day payday loan thing. I didn't actually take a loan. I just registered with them. I never took any of the loans. But I also need a 0.4 to get a full credit. So this is one of the reasons why I don't promote the 80. Could I come over here and, finish this out? Sure. And the guy that signed me up would finally get paid $80. Okay. Because, I think this was Shea Feemster. I signed up under back last year. So if I did, let's say, enough credits to get 0.4, let's say I did the Pimsleur, okay, for a 0.3, and let's see, Fishing Club for a 0.10, that would do it, okay? The cost is like $1. Pimsleur is $9.95, okay? That would probably be easy enough, and that would get me going, okay? Or I could go with the Handyman for another $1. Or I could find 4 of these 0.10s for $1 a piece, like Walmart, Freestuff, 0.10. Here's a 0.10. Here's a 0.10. Here's some that are free, like the inventing.com. Great American Home Recipes. Here's another 0.10 for $4.95. Okay. So yeah, if I wanted to promote this, all I got to do is just get green. Okay. I don't get paid. And this is what, you have to explain to your referrals. And this is one of the things that, I covered in the rant portion of the presentation. If they're not willing to spend, a couple of bucks, I mean, it's not like they're having to go out there and get a real estate license. A real estate license, $300 to $500 in Wisconsin, $1,200 in Texas. You can spend anywhere from $1 to $3, $1.99. I did some book clubs for 99 cents and $1.99 and stayed with the book club for a year. And, you know, even got some more books out of it.
Well, I tell you, never in my life have I seen something that you could work at and do and get paid, and I have money wired to my bank account.
That's it. You get paid, you know, you get paid over and over, but you only have to qualify once.
That's right, and it goes.
And that's the thing, you know, that a lot of people don't understand, that, you know, you only have to qualify once.
Right.
Once you get qualified, you're good for life. You're green, good to go. Okay.
That's a plus. You go in there and do it one time, and
Sebastian had a question. Let me open up Sebastian. Sebastian.
Actually, I was kind of too captivated, and I kind of lost my question because I was really captivated by what you were saying just now. So, yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can think of it. Jeez, it wasn't good. Oh, I had an issue with one of my referrals, actually, with one of my leads. I was on the phone with her, and she was saying that she tried to register for the rewards. She tried to register for the offers, and it wouldn't take her debit card. She
Some
tried
offers
all the free
won't.
ones, and it wouldn't.
Yeah. Some offers won't. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Some of these offer companies have been, let's say, for instance, let me go ahead and just log into Starters, just for an example. All right. And let me go over here. Log in. And let's look at offers. Okay. Some of these sites, when you put your mouse over it, it'll pop up a little black flag, and it'll have some instructions in it. It'll tell you whether they accept or they don't accept debit cards. It's not working on my browser right now because I have some things turned off, okay? Because I find these little, the black flags with the white text instructions in them a little bit annoying.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've got some of these triggers turned off so that it doesn't, you know, flash up. Because when you go and move your mouse back and forth, it goes blip, 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 you know, all over the place. I think creditreport.com is one of them, okay? I think it's one, if I was to, let me see if I can go over here and log in under my other computer where I don't have it turned off. Log in. And go to offers. Okay. Now it's not showing up over here, so it must be something with the site. Well, let's go over there. Click on it. It'll open up in another tab right here. CreditReport.com, you're being sent to the CreditReport.com offer. To receive credit, you must sign up for the free trial with valid Social Security number as well as credit card. New membership sign-ups only. Must provide fully accurate address, phone number, and answer all questions accurately to receive credit. Bingo. Prepaid gift cards are not allowed. That's on any of them, okay?
Oh, yeah, I know that.
On a 7-day trial, you got to try it for at least 5 days, okay? At least 5 of the 7-day period. If you receive an email asking you to activate email alerts, be sure to activate the link in the email to activate them to become fully registered. Now, once you have completed the requirements listed above, credit is usually applied to the account instantly within 6 hours. I have seen it take up to 3 days, okay? Here it says, please note, unless otherwise stated, use of anything other than a valid credit card or bank-issued debit card is prohibited and will invalidate the crediting process. Okay? Use of a promotional or coupon code will also invalidate credit. Immediate or quick cancellation of the product or service will result in your credit being revoked and your account being closed. Please try the advertiser's product or service to its fullest. Lastly, note that contacting the advertiser in regards to credit on our website will make you ineligible to receive credit. Please use our missing credit request form if you are missing a credit for any offer you've completed. Some of these sites, okay, some of these companies, one of the reasons why they quit taking debit cards. Now, I did this one on a debit card. One of the reasons why they quit taking debit cards is because so many people were disputing the charges when they came in on their debit card, or it hit their bank account, their checking account attached to that debit card, and it overdrafted them because they didn't have enough money in their account. Well, look, I say, partner, you know, if you don't know how to manage your own account and finances, you know, this is not their problem. Okay. You need to go over and check your bank and make sure that you keep dollar for dollar, penny for penny, a ledger register on your checking account. So if you go to the store and you don't write a check, but you use your debit card, write it down in that ledger just like you do a check. Okay. I do. I've got a ledger. If I make a debit charge on my debit card, if I get a haircut or if I buy groceries over at Walmart, I write it down. ATM, okay, that lets me know that I just did a debit charge, okay, or I write debit in the column on the ledger. Then I put the date, and then I put Walmart, groceries, and then the amount, and then I subtract it from the balance, okay. Because, you know, I do the math pretty good, you know, right there at the register. I don't need a calculator. I work with numbers all day long, so I'm, you know, pretty good at subtracting from balances. Here's the problem. Most people do not keep track of their balance. And let's say they come over here and let's look here, okay? Hydroxytone. $1.99, right?
Right.
Right. They forget. Let's say they forget, okay? And it rolls over, because this is like a 30-day trial. Then it hits them for $59.95, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like $60 a month. Well, let's say at the end of the month,
every 3 months or 2 months or something. It's
something like that. But okay, let's say they don't have enough money in their account. Let's say they only got $20 left in their account, and they get hit with an overdraft charge. Not only are they overdrafted, but they got a $2 denial charge if they don't have overdraft protection. If they have overdraft protection turned off, they get hit with a $2 charge, which, you know, takes money off. So they've got to know how their bank operates. Here's the problem. They go and call their bank, bitching and moaning and crying. They say, oh, you know, these people didn't have authorization. Well, yes, they did, because you didn't read the fine print. Let's go over here and look. Click on that site, redirect over to their site, and get logged in to hydroxytone. All right. Scroll up and down and read all about it. It gets down here. Okay, I want to do this. Let's go back up here. I fill out the form, all right, to get started. Once I fill out this form and I hit that get started, it takes me over to the next page, which is, the billing information. This is where they're going to do a pre-authorization, all right? They may do a $59.95 pre-auth. They may do a $1.99 pre-auth. They may do a $10 or a $20, okay?
Right.
I tell people, I said, man, if you don't have at least $100, okay, go out and mow some lawns or something, or go sack groceries over the grocery. Go get a part-time job, okay?
Right.
I mean, a homeless person, look, a homeless person is standing on the street corner. All he's got to do is up his ask, okay? Not up his ass, but up his ask. What is the ask? Let me open this up. I'm going to open up. I'm going to show you, all right? I'm going to show the guy. Open up my little text file. Text editor here. All right. I want you guys to pay attention to this, okay? I'm going to open up, set my format font to 24. So you can see this, okay? Up your ask. Not up your ass, but up your ask. Okay?
All right.
Homeless guy, okay, on the street corner. He's asking for a what? A quarter? A dollar? So what do? You give him a quarter. Why? To get him away from you. That's all you're doing. Okay? If he asks you for $1 or $5, you're going to give him $1 or $5, or you're just going to tell him, leave me alone, don't wash my windows, go away. Okay? If the homeless guy upped his ask for a $100 bill, do you think he might get a few? Sure he would. You betcha he would. All he's got to do is up his ask. Okay? Here's where we get back to the issue of bank balances and debit card charges. These companies, okay, they got tired of having all these disputes coming in, all right? Whether it was hydroxytone or creditreport.com or Gamefly or Pimsleur or book clubs. It doesn't matter. They said, okay, we'll just quit taking debit cards because these people can't manage their own financial affairs. We'll just quit taking them. And this, this is nothing personal against your referral, Sebastian. It's just they went across the board because they got peppered because this society has been dumbed down so bad by the banks and Wall Street that, the regular Joe on Main Street doesn't know how all the rules have changed, okay? So they said, okay, we'll just, we'll force it, you play by our rules or you don't play at all. That I know is frustrating. It's frustrating to a lot of people, okay? Get logged out here. So I would tell them, try to find one of the other offers that does allow a debit card, okay? If they don't have a regular credit card, issued by a bank or whatever, then they're just going to have to find something else, to try. you can't even use a prepaid credit card, and they do sell them. You can go out and buy an American Express and put $500 on it. The first four numbers, okay, of that credit card denotes who issued it and what type of card it is, whether it's an open credit card, a debit card, a prepaid credit card, or a prepaid debit card, okay? And most banks nowadays, you go and open up a bank account, they'll print your credit card or your debit card right there, okay? Can you get a secured credit card from your bank? I don't know. You can go talk to them. But just make sure it's not prepaid. And I did this back when I was needing to build credit for myself. I went to the bank and I said, if I put up, you know, an annuity or an ancillary account where it just sat there and gained interest, you know, like a money market account, and just left it in there as security for the credit card. So if I didn't pay the balance when it come in, y'all could tap that and pay the balance automatically. Could I open up an account? You know, they said, yeah. I was dealing with 3 banks back in Blanco, Texas. Security, Blanco National Bank, and Cattleman's. Okay, Security State, Blanco National Bank, and Cattleman's were the 3 banks that we had. I had an account at each bank. And they all 3 said, "Oh yeah, you can have a secured credit card with, you know, a $300 balance on it. Start off with $300, you know, balance like anybody else." This is when I was, you know, building my credit, and I've worked with people that had bad credit that needed to rebuild their credit and walked them through the same process. Yeah, it can be done. It depends on the bank. But, you know, a debit card is just like an electronic check card, okay? But some of these sites, you know, like I said, the site wouldn't, you know, they won't take it, okay? You know, you look at some of these sites here, and you see that little black square pop up, and it tells you what they will accept and what they won't accept. If I'm not mistaken, I think creditreport.com is one of those sites that will not take a debit because what was happening, you know, is once they got on the site, it might have a pre-authorization, you know, for more than $1. I think, yeah, Margot says freecreditscore.com. This one over here, freecreditscore.com, is another one. It says cost is free, but, you know, you might, you know, go over here to the site and click on it and open it up.
Yeah, you need an actual credit card for that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
this can't be a debit card.
Okay, this offer does not accept debit cards. We'll only accept credit cards.
Right.
Okay, you know.
The problem I was running into, Ernest, was we were trying the freebies like GameFly, Fun. I believe another one was Inventors Inc. And those said that they would take debit cards, but it wouldn't work for her. And then later on, I found out she confessed that her debit. Well, actually, after I asked her, maybe she should try a $1 one if the free ones weren't working for some reason, she should try a $1 one. She went to that, and well, no, she didn't go to that. She confessed that she was overdrawn by like $23.
Ah.
And I was thinking that I think the banks might, even for authorization purposes, because she wouldn't pay anything for the free ones, just the banks would block all access to the information on the card, even for authorization purposes, just to make sure it doesn't overdraft more.
Well, here's another thing that'll happen too. Let's say they try on one of these higher sites. Let's say they go over to the 60. And let's log into the 60 here. All right. You see the values are a little bit smaller on the offers. So you have to do more offers to get a full credit. You have to do 4 or 5 offers. Well, let's say she's tried 1 or 2 offers over on the 20 or the starter, rather. Okay, let's just go back over here to the starter. Offers. Okay. Let's say she's tried a couple of these unsuccessfully, and then she's over on another site and tries some more, or the same ones, unsuccessfully. What happens is every time you hit the bank, you know, with a request for information against that card, the bank sees it as, well, the computer sees it as a fraudulent attempt, okay, and they'll put a lockdown on it. So what she has to do is, you know, if it's not overdrawn, she needs to call her bank and tell them to pull the block off of it, that she's trying to do some offers, okay? Can you do them after, can you do them over after a year? Mark asked, I think maybe. I've got Mark unmuted, so yeah, if you want to talk. He says, can you do them over after a year for upgrading purposes? I don't know. I've been able. I heard
that said at one time that you go back after a year and.
Yeah, that was one of the questions that I had. Okay, right here is like, I've already done creditreport.com. Okay. Over on another site, and it's been over a year. So maybe, you know, I think what you would probably have to do is just try it. Once you get on the site, okay, and you get over to the actual offer site, and you start registering, if they have you in their database as a trial, you know, then it'll come up and give you the buzzer if they don't allow it. There's only one way you can, you know, find out, is that go over and try it.
Yeah, I about had it completed, and I didn't get no whistles.
So you just want to remember that this is a 7-day trial. And after the 7-day trial, you will be billed $29.95 each month in advance.
Right. They might do the advance.
You don't get the month first and then pay for it. You pay up front.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of that comes from way back in the 50s and 60s. You remember when people used to just, you know, send in a card and they'd get, you know, free books, you know, or book trials, and they could pay the invoice when it's shipped. A lot of people weren't paying the invoice, or they would send a hot check, and, you know, they finally just got to the point where, you know, you just pay up front, and then we'll ship you the stuff. Well, that's basically what they're doing here. Is after the 7-day trial, boom, you're hit with $29.95 for the first month and each subsequent month. So you're paying up front about $1 a day, average.
Right. So
if you decide to keep it, if not, okay, then, you know, get in there on day 5 or 6 and call them up and cancel it, okay?
Right.
You need to get their information. Scroll down here.
Yeah.
I think it's on.
I got their information and put it in the notebook. With the
Okay, that's a pop-up.
phone number.
Doesn't have a phone number there. Contact us. Click on Contact Us and call them up. And, if you have your account number, because you do get registered, you will get an email. You have to click, on the day you register, you have to click on that link in the email to verify and confirm before you get credit. Then the crediting process takes anywhere from 6 hours to, I've seen it take 3 days. If they don't credit within 6 or 24 hours, I'd say, hey, give them a call and say, look, I'm trying to do one of these trials through Instant Rewards promo, and I haven't gotten the credit from them yet. Could you send me an email if they haven't sent the email? Here's another thing. Everybody, pay attention when you're doing these offers, all right? Make sure that your tools and options over here on the tabs, content rather, turn off the pop-up blockers before you start doing the offers. Another thing I think is over here on privacy. Make sure that you clear your recent history or remove all your cookies. Okay? And do not tell sites anything about my tracking preferences, or choose one in the middle, tell sites that I want to be tracked. That way, when you visit these sites, you get proper crediting, and you may leave, that site open. After you get through, you may leave it open for about 10 minutes just to be safe and make sure that you've gotten proper credit. Otherwise, you'll end up having to turn in a manual credit request. Michelle asks, a list of most of the offers' contact information are in the file on IMN newbie support, and also, guess what? If I'm not mistaken, I think they're over here on the instant rewards. Don't see it. It is over here in the files section on the IMN. Was it Trace? Was it Tracy that put this up? Instant Money Network, Instant Rewards. Trace Rangeline. Hope she didn't take it down. I saw it the other day. Huh. Well, I have to ask Tracy or Rangeline who put that up. Where's that? Here's another getting started. GoDaddy offers. Let's open this up. It's a PDF as preview. Okay. Is that the one we're looking for, Michelle? This, okay, so evidently they are there. Just got to remember what the name is. It's offers. Okay. And it shows you their numbers. I think Freescore 360, Freescore 360, we're not promoting that right now. Hydroxytone. Got their toll-free customer service numbers. It's got the cost and their trial period. So this is very, very handy to have. So in case Mark or Sebastian, you guys need this, go into the IMN newbies support, look under files, and then go down here to offers. Okay. Let's see, instant rewards, files, I don't see the offers here, so maybe we could get them to put a copy of that over there. Let's go over here. I'll get with Trace and Rangeley and see if we can't get a copy up on all the groups. So it's evidently over here at the IMN newbies. IMN newbies offers. You can, it was Rangeline that put it up, latest version. You can click download, open it up with your Adobe Reader, or save it to your hard drive. Or you can just click on it right here while you're in the view mode and just say preview. Okay. And it'll open up in a new tab on a JavaScript. And 5 pages. That's a lot of offers. Okay.
Yeah. I think my sponsor, Nicole Sanders, already sent that to me. She sent it to me in the email. I plan to do the same for everybody I refer.
I like the note she put on this. Don't recommend. There's been a lot of complaints about Saveology.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't pay attention. They don't read the fine print. It's supposed to be free for 7 days, but it's got a $59.99 pre-auth. And this is one of the things that I was talking about earlier, okay? You know, it might have, you know, a $60 pre-authorization hold on it for 3 to 7 days. And after that, you know, it's taken off. If you don't have, and a pre-authorization against a low balance will cause you to go overdraft. Remember that, folks. Even though it's a pre-auth, they're just pinging your card to make sure that it works and that there's enough money to cover it. Then they'll pull it off maybe a day or two later. It's still going to ping even though you haven't bought anything. So what happens is, you know, you get pissed off, you call your bank, bitching and moaning, and say, oh, they did a pre-auth against my card, and I didn't have but $20 in there. They overdrafted me $30, and now I got tapped with another $34.75 for OD charges. You know, and before the day's out, you know, you're all pissed off and $80, $90, you know, overdrawn. So pay attention. Tell your people, you know, read the fine print. We can't tell people what to do, what not to do. But, you know, you can probably, you know, send a copy of this. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can just grab this with a Control-A, copy it, Control-C, open up a email, and send it to them. So let's see if I could open up an email account, email message. Free offers with stipulations. People need to definitely read the fine print. Absolutely. And understand that they want you to use a credit card to put a hold. That is why it is suggested not to use a debit, because it comes out automatically. That's another thing too. You know, this is why they quit using debit cards to put pre-auth, because so many people couldn't manage their accounts. All right. You know, these offer companies, they says, hey, you know, we got tired of the disputes, so they just took debit cards off the table. See, with a credit card, if it's an open credit card with no limits, you know, then you can put a pre-auth on there, you know, and it doesn't bother because you know it's going to come off in a day or two, whether you decide to keep the trial offer or not. Let me put Control-V Victor and paste. I just copied all that information from the PDF online. It doesn't transfer all that well. That didn't work, or is it still trying to populate?
See the little timer. I think it's still trying to.
Excuse me. Yeah, we'll see offer name. It's all going down, you know, the side. I don't think it likes that. It's not responding. Well, of course, it's Microsoft. Micro crap. All right. Well, another way to get around it is just take this and say save as, save it to your hard drive, and then send it as an attachment. Okay. Then, you know, you can send that to your peeps. Offers Adobe Acrobat document, save it as PDF. There we go. We'll go up one. Oh, this thing is running slow. Jeez, I hate Microsoft. I hate Microsoft almost as bad as I hate television. I loathe television. Okay? Network starts running slow when I'm trying to run too many tabs. Okay. I don't know if I have to put the extension on it or not. One of the things that I found out also about this, on the offer site, you have to log out, you know. Otherwise, if you go off, close the tab, go off page, it'll still be logged in, which could pose a security problem. You after you've done your crediting, make sure you log out properly. Get over here. All right. All right. It did save it with the extension. So all you got to do is just download it, save it to your hard drive, open up an email, send it as an attachment. And that, that would be a good way, I guess, you could help your referrals to kind of look at, some of the offers and say, you might want to try more coffee, for $8.95 for 30 days. And I think they send you, when I tried it last year, it was like they send you 2 bags. I think it's like $8.95 for the trial, and then each month it's like $20, $30, or $40. I mean, it's not cheap. It's expensive coffee. Monte Cristo Cigars is all part of that Thompson Cigar Company. They have specials running from $19.95 to $29.95. Thompson Cigars. It's a one-time deal. It's not a monthly auto ship. So download that from the IMN Newbie Support group, preview it or download it, save it to your hard drive, and, if you're connected to your referral on Facebook, go over to their message, and send them a message, or send a new message to somebody. Type in their name, put in the message, add a file, go over and, find the document. You can send it to them on Facebook if you're connected to them. Type their name in a message, say, here's the offers, either that or by email. So there's lots of ways you can help your referrals get started. Any other questions? We've gone up to top of the hour for 2 hours now. Ernest, I heard you speak once about doing the loan offer without getting the loan. Would you mind talking about that? Jamal, I signed up through the loan offer. Last year I think it was on the starter or the 80. One of them is the 80. Okay, let me go over there. I think it was the 80. Basically what I did, okay, and this is quite by. Here it is, 100-day loans. I got a 0.6. I didn't finish it. I didn't do the other 0.4 that I needed. Wouldn't be hard for me to do it, okay, if I wanted to promote the 80. And then Shay would get paid, he'd get $80 and say, oh, where'd this come from? Oh, Ernest. A year and a half later, it's like, durr. Ernest, you're slow. I did the 100-day loan. When I signed up for it, let me see if I can find it. Okay. I don't recommend, myself personally, I don't recommend getting payday loans from anybody because the interest rates are high. Some of them have a requirement that you stretch this thing out on a payback over the course of 6 to 12 months at 500 to 800% interest. Folks, you have to pass a credit exam, okay, on each one of these companies when they make an offer to you. These payday loans, okay, most of them are like brokers. Yeah, they are crazy high. In some states, they're not legal, okay? You take some states like Montana and Wyoming, North and South Dakota, they've got legislation against some of these. And even in Texas, they're talking about doing legislation against these payday loan sites. And, it's just, they prey on people's need for money, okay? Free grant money, that's another one, okay? Let's say grant money now. No, not that one. Let's see. What is payday? American Disability Network incentive. There's some more coffee. Cooking pleasures, Freestuff, free food fiber, morning snore, liver, Murad. They may have taken some of these loan programs out. I don't see them. They may have taken some of these loan programs out of the equation. This is a good deal. Thompson cigar. I did Thompson cigar on one of my offers over on My Cash Freebies. I think I got like a 0.20 credit with the book clubs. It's like $19.95. And then I think it was like $3.95 shipping. So for like $24, $25, I got, 16 premium cigars plus, a humidor, lighter, and a cigar cutter. And I used it as a gift, sent it to a friend of mine because I love cigars, but I don't smoke. I just don't smoke, and I just, tell myself no. But there is nothing better than a brandy with, snifter of brandy after a good steak and a fine cigar. I'm telling you, folks. I do like cigars. And I'll smoke one every now and then, occasionally. I gave these cigars to Dr. Joe Vitale because he likes cigars. I sent them to him 2 or 3 times. I even incentivized some of my peeps to do the cigar offer. And they sent me the cigars. I paid them for the cigars. I sent them money by PayPal. And then I reshipped everything to Dr. Vitale and sent him as a gift. And he was just happier than a coyote on a bottle of Viagra chasing, dogs in the heat. He was just tickled pink. Okay. But this was like $178 value, for only $19.95. I could probably go back and do it again. I don't know. Try it later. But I got a 1-year subscription to Cigar Aficionado on any purchase of $50 or more. I've gone back and purchased, and I think I made, I purchased an aluminum travel case for 10 cigars. So they were like little Christmas presents, This is something, that somebody could do. But I don't see any payday networks. Let's go back over to Starter and see if they have any of these payday loan sites on there. You can view offers without logging in. Here's one, 100-day loans. Here it is. Let's log in. Take a look at this. Let me show you what this 100-day loan actually is like. Well, let's see if it's UK only. 100 offers. Somebody else looking on the other same page, see if it's in there. Is it on page 3 or 4? Jib jab, you go daddy. Now that's a good one here. They can run you about $36 to $60 for a year, depending on your hosting package. Open size. Can't use this on the offers. CashNet. Here. 100-day loans and CashNet. All right. CashNet is another one of these payday loan sites. Let's click on this. All right. CashNet USA. To receive credit, you must complete an accepted application and e-sign the contract within 30 days. Auto-approved contracts will also convert as a lead. If applicant does not e-sign the contract, this will not track as a conversion. Use the code .50 for a 50% off initial loan fees. Here's the thing. Last year when I did this, they didn't have this up. So I went, this is like a broker site. And then what they do is they broker out your information to, all these different payday loan sites, providers. Then they email you and call you incessantly. So if you click on Apply Now, put in your first name, last name, address, password, put in your birth date, social security number, and agree to comply with all terms, put in a promo code, and then go over to the next, and then, go through the qualification process. There's a little bit of a credit background check because they do ask for your home address, your zip code, your mobile phone number, social security number, birth date. They have to verify, okay? It is required. So, you do have to actually take one of these loans to get the credit, and, they don't always, let you pay them right off just right away. So I would, always kind of steer people away from these payday loan sites. Any other questions? I'm going to unmute everybody. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I want to say thank you, and thank you, Jamal, for the kudos.
Absolutely.
I've been through this for 18 months. I've worked with a lot of these different companies, so that and, what I've experienced from some of the others, has been real good. But we're at the top of the second hour. I don't want to keep you guys up too long. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, and this will be a 2-hour replay. I'll put it up on the YouTube channel. Let me give you the link real quick, okay? If you guys have not signed up to receive email notifications of new uploads and replays, you can come over here to this site, and I'm going to give you the link right here in the chat window. Click on that little red subscribe button. I don't know if you can subscribe. I think you can subscribe with another email address other than Gmail. You can try it, I guess. I know when I click on it, it comes over and tells me to sign in with a Gmail. So you may have to. If you don't have Gmail, you may have to come up here and create an account, okay? And then remember that once you get logged into Gmail, you can forward those emails over to a Yahoo or a Hotmail or an AOL account. Okay. So I'm going to get back over here. So just go to youtube.com/DMSGroupster. Click on this link for videos. It'll show you all the videos, starting with the newest to the oldest. Everything that I put up there that's got this little instant rewards logo in it is a replay or a tutorial. Okay? That's a replay or a tutorial. One of these, this is like a rant. Okay? This right here is just kind of, something I may have done for, thinking around the corner, just, some sales tips or something inspirational. And then, of course, down here, joining and posting on Facebook groups, another little tutorial that wasn't necessarily instant rewards. It's kind of generic, so it might be just a generic tutorial. This, I think, has to do with resumes. Okay. Load more. Come down here. I even got a happy birthday message to Burrito. And me sitting here at my desk, sorry I missed your call. So yeah, if you sign up on that link, every time I do an upload, if you miss one of the live events, at least you'll get an email notification, and then you can see the latest replay, and you can play it back over and over and replay it over and over. Bookmark this site that I just sent you, so you can find it. Everything's all in one place. And we'll see you on the flip side next Wednesday. Today is the 12th, so it'll be Wednesday the 16th. We'll see you here for the Instant Rewards Back Office Live Training. And thank you again. Good night.